New Zealand volcano erupts first time in 20 years. The White Island volcano of the North Island volcanic field erupts this morning. Explosions hit the White Island for the first time in 20 years. Evacuations, of course, were underway. Now, there was a live webcam coverage, but GeoNet, which provided the earthquake and volcano hazard information for New Zealand, stopped their live webcam coverage. And other services have also suspended their streams out of respect for the victims. Now, according to New Zealand Emergency Services, there were less than 50 people on the island when the eruption occurred. Well, we know that there are many volcanoes around the world that are active, and there is such a thing as volcano tourism, and people do go to visit volcanoes to get as close as they can, most of them perhaps being scientists, geologists, biologists, various people who are interested in looking and feeling the volcanoes up close. Now, John Timms, who is the Commissioner of Wellington District, said in an emergency press conference that there were 23 people evacuated. There were, of course, people that were being treated for injuries, mainly burns, hospitalized in Auckland. Now, about the New Zealand eruption, the Prime Minister, Jacinda Ardern, said the country's Minister of Foreign Affairs was on alert to help those further afield, because it continues to be an evolving situation. There were a number of tourists on the island at the time. Now, according to The Guardian, more than 20 people were on White Island during the eruption, and they were supposedly Australian. They could not confirm their condition, but how many had been evacuated. Now, the cruise ship that took them there will be able to compile a list of the tour party to hand it over to the New Zealand police, and then they'll make the statement on the nationalities of the people that had gone to the island. Now, there are those that ask, is it safe to visit around there, or will it erupt again? Well, it is an ongoing situation. The volcano on White Island is also known as Waikari. It's active, but the area is still a tourist destination. And the New Zealand police are advising people that the volcanic ash in the area could pose a major health hazard to the public as well. So, of course, it's not safe to travel around there. They said the effects of volcanic eruption can be experienced many kilometers from the volcano. They said be aware of the potential for ashfall, so consider staying indoors. Volcanic ash could be a health hazard, especially if you suffer from breathing difficulties. And when indoors, close all windows and doors to limit the entry of the volcanic ash into the area. So if you are caught in volcanic ash falls, wear a dust mask or use a cloth handkerchief over your nose and mouth. Protect your eyes by wearing goggles. Wear eyeglasses, not contact lenses, as the fine ash will get under the lens. The FCO have not updated their travel advice for New Zealand, but do offer general advice on natural disasters of the area. And they write, New Zealand is located in a seismic zone and is subject to earthquakes. There are also a number of active volcanoes in New Zealand. Follow the advice of the local authorities and emergency services in the event of a natural disaster. And they also say to learn more about what to do before, during, and after an earthquake, see the New Zealand Earthquake Commission and get ready through their websites. Now, the roads in and out of Waikatan, the closest town to White Island, have been closed. 7 helicopters have been dispatched to the island by St. John Ambulance, and a national warning has since been issued for the eruption. Now, will it erupt again? Well, we saw that happening with the Italian volcanoes. Okay, we saw that there was erupting, and then it sort of went a little bit down, and then it started erupting again. So while the White Island has seen several eruptions over the years, they said that the most recent one was in 2016. No one was hurt, in that eruption, and it's one of New Zealand's most active volcanoes. But the eruption, this one here, was not anticipated by the geologists. They did not expect it. Geological hazard monitoring, which is, of course, the geologists do have a big responsibility to alert people in the event of an imminent eruption. Obviously, they don't know enough to alert people. And that's why all these people are still going there for volcanic tourism. Now, geologic hazard monitoring website GeoNet has, as recently as December 3rd, said the volcano may be entering a period where eruptive activity is more likely than normal, they said. So they called it. They did, they did figure it out. Now, the current level of activity does not pose a direct hazard to visitors, they said. New Zealand Prime Minister Jacinda Ardern gave an update this morning. She said the police were alerted. At this stage, keep in mind, it's an evolving situation. And of course, it's very significant. Now, according to Volcano Discovery, they have a seismo chart, the latest news and updates for the White Island volcano of New Zealand and the North Island, following the period of elevated unrest in the past weeks. A short-lived energetic eruption occurred at the volcano early to 2:11 local time. The explosion was likely phreatic in nature, that is steam-driven. It generated an ash plume that rose about 12,000 feet, as well as a pyroclastic flow that reached all the way to the sea as parts of the eruption column collapsed. The island's crater is a popular tourist attraction, and numerous groups visit volcano on board, on boat and helicopter excursions during the season. It was not clear, though, how many people were on the island when this occurred. Now, according to GeoNet, ash has covered the main crater floor, as seen in webcam images. Ash fall appears to be confined to the island, and we do not expect more than a minor amount of ash to reach East Cape in the coming hours, they said. Monitoring equipment is still operating, and they see steady decline in activity since the eruption. There remains significant uncertainty as to the future changes. Currently, there are no signs of escalation. The volcano alert level has decreased to level 3. Aviation color code remains at orange. GNS Science and National Geohazard Monitoring Center continues to closely monitor Waikari White Island for further signs of activity. Volcanic alert level 3 indicates a minor eruption is now in progress. According to some volcanic earthquake activity before this took place, according to what Volcano Discovery lists, September 14th, Volcanic Ash Advisory issued the following report. Let's go to October 31st. Volcanic unrest continues at White Island, and some monitoring parameters show an increase in activity with a level of uncertainty about what this means. In other words, they had some White Island amount of SO2 gas and level of volcanic tremor are at the highest level since 2016. This was on October 31st. Okay? Now, and then on November 19th, update on the background activity increases further. Volcanic unrest continues at White Island, Waikari, and some monitored parameters show further increase in activity. Hazards on the island are now greater than during the past few weeks, and the volcanic alert level is raised to 2. And then we go to November 25th. This is about a week after that. Moderate volcanic unrest continues. This is the activity update. GeoNet recorded deep earthquake with magnitude 5.9 that occurred beneath eastern Bay of Plenty on Sunday, 24th of November. There's been no change in activity at the volcano after this event. And then today, December 9th, we had the eruption. If you'd like to join me on my Patreon account, you will hear content not covered by mainstream media. These riveting stories will be based on my research, and I will state my opinions and give my personal insight on diverse and controversial subjects and world events not covered by mainstream media, and not supported by YouTube guidelines. So whatever I have on my Patreon, most of those will not be on my YouTube channel. Please consider becoming a member today. More of the most significant and important videos will be on my Patreon channel. Your support helps me to continue my research and keeps this YouTube channel alive. And we depend on your support, your generous charity, because we help economically challenged families here in Athens, Greece, in Kapota, and we also help the young generation with university tuition and the community around our church. Thank you.